Hey audience, remember how I've said before that Roman von Ungern-Sternberg, go watch that video, is probably the weirdest historical figure of the earliest 20th century? Yeah, well I was wrong, because I found someone who's even more weird, and his name is Ignaz Trebitsch-Lincoln. Also, plug for my Patreon. Okay, thanks guys. So our story starts in 1879 in the town of Pax, Hungary, where a young boy is born to Jewish parents. Note the Jewish part for later. When he was 20, he flunked out of the Hungarian Art Academy and then left for London. In London, Ignaz met up with some Christian missionaries who converted him from Judaism. He became fairly zealous in his faith and then went to Montreal to do some missionary work on behalf of the Anglican Church. He got mad at his superiors though and quit because he didn't believe he was getting paid enough, so he returned to London. He was able to become a British citizen, and after getting friendly with a prominent figure in the Liberal Party, Seabohm Rowntree, that name looks made up to me for some reason, Ignaz ran for the parliamentary seat of Darlington in 1909 and won in a huge upset. He was only able to serve for a year, however, as MPs at the time were not paid, and he was broke. After that, he went around Europe and basically was a con man for a while. So, this is where our story kinda gets weird. He ended up somehow becoming a spy for the Germans during World War I. He was sent to Britain to do spy stuff, and I guess somehow he got caught, and then subsequently fled to America. He ended up writing an article about his experience for the New York Times. So after finding out about this, he got captured by the British government and served 3 years in prison and was released in 1919. After roaming around Europe for a while, he ended up in the Weimar Republic and joined the fringe right-wing movement. He participated in the Cat Push, where he met a man named Adolf Hitler. Don't know if you heard about him. After that push eventually failed, he fled to Austria and joined the White International, an organization of European monarchists, and he climbed up the ranks. After being entrusted very important documents from the group, he promptly sold the information to the Austrian government, who then deported him. He ended up in China and over time worked for 3 different warlords, as one does in 1920s China. Eventually he converted to Buddhism and became a monk and established a monastery in Shanghai. After World War II started, he contacted the Nazis and offered to start a Buddhist revolution in support of Germany to throw the British out of Asia. He even got support from prominent SS officials, but Hitler put a stop to that plan as there are more important things to focus on. So, after getting his plan shot down by the Nazis, the only logical thing to do was proclaim himself Dalai Lama after the 13th Dalai Lama had died. He actually got support from the Japanese, but the Tibetans rejected him. Unfortunately, his antics had to end when he died in 1943. His official cause of death was stomach trouble. It could have been poisoned, however, because apparently after finding out about the Holocaust, he had written to Hitler protesting it. We know the Germans had asked the Japanese to poison him, but it's not known if the Japanese actually did that. But considering we know he died of stomach trouble, which kind of sounds like a possible result of poisoning, I wouldn't rule that out. Thanks to Patreon, Skylar Weston and Emerson Salmerio Rubio. Also check out my Twitter @LoganProds and link to the Discord in the description.